Hey everybody, Roxabox90 here with another Top 10 EDH Commander Card Countdown. So today we're going to go through the top 10 conspiracy cards in the EDH Commander format, in my opinion, of course. And we're going to follow much the same criteria we followed before, which is that we're aiming for cards that are specific cards for niche versus more universal cards, also cards that have a color-specific focus versus ones that fit into a broad range of decks. And we're going to try to make sure that the list follows a combination of those, with the ones being most specific at the bottom and ones being more broad and global towards the top, and of course my own opinion as the whole. So there are a lot of cards in this set that are amazing in EDH Commander, but many of them are reprints. So I'm going to go through my favorites as honorable mentions for the reprints, and again, a couple honorable mentions for conspiracy, and then the conspiracy list is going to be all new cards from the set. So in terms of honorable mentions, we have Mortify as a great removal, very versatile. Ill-Gotten Gains as well gives you the ability to discard people's hands and yet to get some stuff back, but if on Arbiter really helps Voltron decks, specifically things like Rafik of the Many. Reckless Spite is pretty darn good. I like that it's Ashes to Ashes. It's already been in print before, but the sad thing about it is that while it's instant speed, it doesn't exile. Pernicious Deed, everyone knows, is amazing. Terastodon is also pretty good, being able to blow up a bunch of things and get a huge elephant. It's pretty crazy. Spiritmonger is a little less versatile, but it's just a general nice beater, very more casual oriented, but still very solid. Mari's Way gives you huge ramp. Route is ridiculous wrath spell at instant speed. Reflecting Pool is one of the most versatile 10 lands in the format to give you multicolor like crazy. Vidakan Orrery gives just about everything important flash, which is great. Palaka Worm is huge, though it is uncommon. It gives you tons of advantage, really strong. Heartless Edetsugu is a fun commander. Misdirection is more in other formats, but it can be really good in Voltron builds as well. Dimmer Doppelganger is for Reanimator and Graveyard play. Edric is one of the most broken commanders in 1v1 ever, and is a general fun multiplayer commander and one of the 99. It's a really great card. Hydra Omnivore is printed originally in Commander, and that's pretty much where it continues to shine like crazy as well. Fact or Fiction, one of the most versatile draw spells. Exploration, really good to give you additional ramp. Stifle, not as much an EDH card, but it does see some play. It's a good card. Altar of Dementia is a nice reprint as well. And cards from the set itself, Scourge of the Throne is pretty fun for casual. It's one of these dragons that gives you nice, powerful, aggro-aggressive help, which is great. Plea for Power is a little weaker as a sorcery, and you're almost never going to get the additional turn, but if you can draw 3, heck, that's not bad at all. Council's Judgment is a form of removal. It's probably better in 1v1 than not, but it's sorcery speed and not exactly the most versatile out there. Anchor's Portal, I think, is a lot of fun. It's like Ristic Study, but a little more expensive, but more multiplayer fun. But because it's a little costly for what it does, and it requires a group hug mentality, political mentality, it's not for everyone. Let's get to the top 10 itself, starting off with Grenzo. So Grenzo is the Dungeon Warden, and he's pretty cool. The problem with him, the biggest problem of all, is that he's very narrow. It's going to be very difficult to play him well. It's going to require someone who's just a strategician, who is good at making complex decks that work with him. I think that he'll be a fantastic commander, but he's very narrow and difficult to work with. That being said, I'm sure there'll be lots of incredible builds built with him. Number 9, we have Selvala Explorer returned, a very group hug Selesnya commander. I think as a commander, of course, as an elf, she's great. The fact that she gives you such great ramp in multiplayer is very important, and the fact that everyone else is drawing a card means you're the one who's going to probably receive very little hate for running her as your commander. Very, very solid group hug commander, in my opinion. Number 8, Brago, King of the Eternal, or King Eternal. He's really cool. The fact is, though, that he has to deal damage. So he's a very strong Voltron commander, but much like Metamai, he's going to have quite a bit of trouble getting through if he's just one of the 99 and not being supported. If he's the commander, though, same problem. He has to deal combat damage. If someone deals with your Voltron commander, then it's not that great. But of course, you also need all the stuff to be in play for the flicker effects to be really crazy. If everything works out, he's ridiculous. And that's what's important, is that the decks that are running him will be aiming to make him ridiculous. 7, Musio, the Visionary Architect. We have plenty of artifact-based commanders, but Musio is pretty up there. He's fantastic in EDH Commander. I mean, basically, the 4 mana lets you cast good stuff. You get a whole bunch of cards to choose from most of the time, and then you get to put your favorite one into play for free. It can also just work well with things like Blightsteel, Darksteel, Colossus, combo pieces. It works in other decks as well as one of the 99. It doesn't have to be the commander, but if it is, it's going to be the most flexible in terms of playing and being able to use shenanigans wise. But of course, as a utility is also quite excellent. I put Marquesa right above Muzio. They could be exchanged. They're pretty equal. 7 and 6 could be exchanged. And Marquesa I like because she gives you a strategy that doesn't require the commander to tap and cost mana to use the ability, which means that Muzio can really only get off one shot at a time. Of course, you can play around with that, but you know what I mean. And Marquesa automatically impacts your whole field, focuses you where you can be very political by saying that I'm going to attack the strongest players and I'm going to be fair with everyone, that kind of strategy, but also that if you have a 1/1 counter going on at all in the deck, it can get really out of hand with her ability. It's very hard for people to destroy you. If you can get a 1/1 counter on her, that's also really nice. And I think that she is very, very versatile at 3 colors, even though, again, Muzio is technically more versatile, can fit into more decks, but Marquesa, I think, has a more impactful dynamic as a singleton card. Number 5, we have Dak Faden. He's the new Planeswalker. What's there to say? He's very, very strong. 3 mana for the fact that he can give you constant card draw. He also can do graveyard shenanigans. The -2 can steal. There's tons of amazing artifacts in Commander. Just straight up taking your opponent's artifacts is always good. And of course, the -6 is absolutely insane, especially in multiplayer Commander. So I think Dak Faden is very versatile, very strong. Then we have Magister of Worth. This card I love because it's a big angel. It's a great angel. It's very flexible for making huge board states shift around. It's going to matter a lot. When it comes into play, but blowing up all other creatures besides in 1v1, it's just a huge wrath spell on a stick, which is solid. But then in a multiplayer game, you can really mess around. If people choose Grace, then the battlefield goes crazy because everyone gets tons of creature cards. And if Condemnation wins out, then it's a huge wrath spell. So no matter what, she's very flexible, decent body, but really it's her abilities that make her stand out. Number 3, we have Split Decision. This card's an uncommon. You're probably thinking, why? Reason why is because it's a counter spell that's flexible. It's 1 in a blue that can counter a spell if the spell's a problem for the whole field, but if it duplicates, that's fine too. If it's a great spell, you get it for 2 mana. Split Decision is like Redirect for 1 and a blue instead of 2 blue. Very solid card, can work very, very well in lots of decks, and if it's a problem for the whole field, you can play it as a counterspell and get everyone to love you. I think it's a very flexible card that will be a lot of fun in political decks and just fit into most decks. I think it's a very flexible card and I like it. Number 2, we have Dax Duplicate. Number 2 and number 1 could technically be exchanged, but in terms of flexibility options, I think Dax Duplicate is second. It's an incredible, incredible clone. The fact that it gives haste and dethrone doesn't really matter, come on, let's be honest, but haste to your clone, this can mean huge things in EDH Commander. Just think about the number of massive creatures that this card will snag. It is absolutely insane, and I love it. Number 1, we have Realm Seeker. So this is my personal favorite. I think it's incredibly flexible, and most decks running green should very well consider this card. It is an elf. It's a 6-mana elf, but it's an elf that scales up based on the number of cards in all players' hands. This is ridiculous, because in any multiplayer match, there's going to be a bunch of cards in hand. That's how it works, which means that you're almost guaranteed the 6 for a 6/6, but it's probably going to be 6 for a 10/10 or 12/12, most likely. And then the fact that you can tap 3 without tapping it to remove a 1/1 counter. You can do this any number of times you can for the amount of mana, and you get to search your library for a land card, any land, and yeah, it goes into your hand, not to play, but still, it's absolutely ridiculous. Helps you clear your deck out, can be absolutely huge, lets you get any land card from your decks to set up amazing lands. I mean, this alone, just grab a Gaia's Cradle, grab whatever you need. It is a fantastic card. It's not Primeval Titan. No, it's not. It's not even really Sylvan Primordial, but it's probably the closest we're going to get, and I would think it's balanced. 2 green and 4 can fit into any deck running green. I think it's absolutely fabulous. That's my number 1. So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed Top 10 Conspiracy, please tap the like button and put your own comments about it down below in the comment section of the video. I have more Top 10s coming your way very soon, and you can check out the playlist in the description of the video. As always, guys, Rocks a Box of 90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.